Welcome to The Explainer. We're about to journey to a nation that feels like it was literally carved out of volcanic stone, a place steeped in a history so deep it shaped the very crossroads of civilization. This is the story of Armenia, the land of stone and soul.
All right, let's just jump right in with a single number. A fraction, actually. 1/10. Now, what on earth could that represent?
Well, that 1/10, that's the portion of historical Armenia that the modern country actually occupies today. Think about that for a second. It's a really startling number, and it perfectly captures this immense story we're about to unpack. A story of an ancient, sprawling civilization and its super-concentrated, resilient modern legacy. It tells you right away that to get a handle on Armenia now, you have to grasp the sheer scale of its past.
So what secrets does a land like this hold? We're heading right to that critical junction, the one between east and west, to uncover the stories hidden in its mountains and its valleys.
Okay, so first things first, let's get our bearings. The modern republic, it's home to about 3 million people. The capital is Yerevan, a really bustling city. It's a parliamentary republic, and check out its neighbors: Georgia, Azerbaijan, Iran, and Turkey. That location alone places it in let's just say a fascinating and often pretty challenging part of the world.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. In Armenia, you can't separate the physical landscape from the national identity. They're completely intertwined. This isn't just a place where geography is some kind of backdrop for history. No way. Here, the geography is the destiny.
You see, the entire country is shaped by the Armenian highlands. We're talking about a rugged, mountainous terrain that has done two crucial things for millennia. It has isolated the people, which helped preserve this incredibly unique culture, and it has protected them from, countless invasions.
And I'm not kidding when I say mountainous. This isn't just a hilly country. It's a vertical world. Get this, over 90% of its land is more than 1,000 meters above sea level. Living at that kind of altitude, it forges a certain spirit of resilience, And while the highest peak inside its modern borders is Mount Argots, the nation's soul is forever tied to the iconic Mount Ararat, a powerful historic symbol that today you can see just across the border in Turkey.
And what's amazing is that this land is literally built from its own stone. There's this unique volcanic rock called tuff, and it's just everywhere. It's the building block of the nation. It's what gives all those ancient monasteries, and even entire cities, their iconic, warm colors. Everything from this beautiful pink and orange to a really deep, somber black.
So, this foundation of stone, it supports a history of just remarkable endurance. Seriously, we're talking about a story that stretches back thousands and thousands of years. It's a story of empires, of unwavering faith, and ultimately of survival.
So this timeline really hits the crucial turning points. You've got the ancient kingdom of Urartu, and from there, the rise of Greater Armenia. And then, a moment that literally changed the world. In 301 AD, Armenia becomes the very first nation to officially adopt Christianity as its state religion. The first one! Now, if we fast forward through centuries of shifting empires, we land in the Soviet era, and then finally, the rebirth of an independent Armenia in 1991.
So that's the history, but what about the culture? How does a nation that's basically carved into stone preserve its soul? Well, the answer is everywhere you look. It's in this vibrant, profoundly ancient culture that was born right here, in these highlands.
And this is a perfect fusion of their faith, their art, and that stone we keep talking about. It's called a khachkar. This cross stone is a form of sculpture that is just quintessentially Armenian. And the incredible thing is, no two are exactly alike. Each one is a unique, intricately carved memorial, a real testament to a craft that has endured for centuries. But the culture is ancient in other ways too. You're not going to believe this. Archaeologists literally unearthed the world's oldest known winery right here in an Armenian cave. That's not just a piece of history. That's a 6,000-year-old tradition of winemaking that is still very much alive and well today.
And if you really want to feel the soul of Armenia, you have to listen to its music. There's this haunting sound of the duduk. It's an instrument made from apricot wood, and somehow its sound just perfectly captures both deep sorrow and incredible joy. You put that together with ancient musical notations and these powerful group dances like the kochari, and you have the unforgettable soundtrack of a nation.
All right, so let's bring the story to the present day. We've talked about the land and the history. Now let's look at modern Armenia's economy. Because this is where you really see a nation honoring its incredibly deep past, while at the same time forging a very, very different future for itself.
And maybe the most crucial story of modern Armenia is this profound economic transformation it's gone through. The old Soviet-era model, focused on heavy industry and collective farming, that's gone. In its place, a completely new picture has emerged. We're talking about a modern, market-based economy that's really being driven by technology, by services, and by tourism.
And this chart right here, it shows you that shift in action. Look at that. Today, the service sector is the biggest piece of the economic pie, making up almost half of the entire GDP. And a huge part of that is a super vibrant and growing tech industry. In fact, it's so big, it's earned Armenia the nickname, the Silicon Valley of the Caucasus.
And all this really brings us to the big question, doesn't it? Armenia is standing at this incredible crossroads, trying to balance its profound, ancient identity with all the pressures and opportunities of the 21st century. So the story isn't just about where Armenia has been, it's about where it's going next. How does a nation, defined by an unbreakable past, navigate the completely uncharted territory of its future?